All right, this is going to be Epictetus, The Complete Works, Part 14. In short, if you wish to do something, make it habitual. And if you don't wish to do something, don't do it, but make a habit of doing something else instead. The same also goes for states of mind. Every time you get angry, it's not just something bad has happened to you, believe me, but you've also strengthened the condition. It's as though you've added fresh fuel to a fire. When you've succumbed to sexual desire, you shouldn't think of that as just a single defeat, but appreciate that you have fed and strengthened your self-indulgence. In other words, it's inevitable that the relevant action won't just implant habits and capacities which didn't exist before, but will intensify and strengthen those that already exist. If you counter the impression with these reminders, you'll overpower it and it won't make off with you. But the first thing is not to be carried away by its intensity. You should say, wait a moment, impression. Let me see what you are and what you're an impression of. Let me put you to the test. And then don't let it lead you on by creating an image in your mind of what comes next. Otherwise, off it goes, taking you wherever it wants. Instead, introduce an alternative impression, a fine and honorable one, and dismiss the impure one. And if you make this exercise your regular practice, you'll see how your shoulders develop and your muscles and sinews. But at the moment, there's nothing more to you than theoretical quibbles. That is the true trainee, the person who's in training to combat these kind of impressions. Be strong, poor man. Don't let yourself be carried away. Great is the struggle, and divine is the work. To win a kingdom, freedom, contentment, serenity. Remember God and call on Him for help and support. As sailors in a storm call on some name. After all, what great storm could there be than one that's stirred up by powerful impressions and has the ability to blow reason off course? Indeed, what else is an actual storm but an impression? I mean, take away the fear of death and bring all the thunder and lightning you like, and you'll find out how much calm and stillness there is in your command center. But if you defeated once, and despite your promise that you win the next time, the same thing continues to happen, you can be sure that at some point you'll find yourself in such an appalling, enfeebling condition that eventually you won't be aware of your mistakes and you'll start to come up with reasons to justify your behavior. And at this point, you'll be confirming the truth of Hesiod's word. A postponer of labor is constantly wrestling with blights. The point is, what difference does it make whether you answer like this or refer to Diogenes' account in his Ethics, or to Chrysippus or Cleanthes? Have you investigated these ideas at all and come to your own conclusion? Show me how you typically behave on a ship in a storm. Do you remember these distinctions when the sail is cracking in the wind and some tease nearby who's heard you screaming says, "Remind me by the gods. What was it you were saying the other day? Being shipwrecked isn't a vice or something in which vice plays a part of. Is it? You'll pick up a piece of wood and lay into him, won't you? Damn you, man. We're dying, and you come and make jokes." No, but seriously, philosopher, tell me why you're afraid. It's death you're afraid. You're threatened with, isn't it? Or imprisonment, physical pain, exile, or disfavor. What else could it be? But none of these is a vice or something in which vice plays a part, isn't it? How was it when you used to characterize these things? Damn you, man. I've got quite enough troubles as it is. That's well said, because you certainly do have enough troubles. The meaningness of your spirit, your cowardness, your pretentiousness here at school. Why did you pride yourself on qualities that you don't possess? Why do you call yourself a stoic? Observe yourself like this as you go out about your daily business, and you'll discover to which school you belong. Most of you will find yourself to be Epicureans, and few will find themselves to be Peripatetics, albeit in loose sense. I mean, can you show me where, in actual fact, you've taken on board the notion that virtue is as important as everything else combined, or even more important. Show me a Stoic. If there's one among you, where is he? How would you prove his credentials? There are countless people who recite Stoic doctrine, but the question is whether there are any worse at reciting Epicureans' ideas, and don't they give just an accurate account of Epictetus' views as well? So who actually is a Stoic? Just as well as a statue of some name. If it's been fashioned in conformity with some name's technique, show me someone who's been fashioned in conformity with the principles that he spouts. Show me someone who's sick and happy, who's in danger and happy, who's dying and happy, who's in exile and happy, who's out of favor and happy. Show me him. By the gods, I'd love to see a Stoic, but you can't show me anyone who's been fashioned in this way. Show me at least someone who's in the process of being fashioned in this way, who's tending in the direction. Do me that favor. Don't begrudge an old man the sight of something special he's never seen before. Do you think you'll be showing me Zeus or Athena, a construct of ivory and gold? Let one of you show me a man's soul, a human soul, that willingly to be one of mine with God, to never again find fault with God or man, to never fail to get what he deserves, to never meet with anything he wants to avoid, to never be angry, envious, or jealous. A soul, why should I beat around the bush? A soul that aspires to become a god rather than a human being, and although confined with this carcass of a body, plans to achieve communion with God. So show me such a soul. But you can't. So why do you delude yourself and cheat everything else? Why do you walk around dressed in clothes that aren't yours, as thieves and robbers of titles and concern that is no way belong to you? Anyway, the fact of the matter is that I'm your teacher, and you're here as students. I intend to make you unimpeded, unconstructed, unobstructed, free, content, and happy, and have you look to God in everything great and small. And you're here to learn how to do this and point it into practice. So why is the work unfinished? If you have the right intentions and I have the right aptitude to go with my intentions, what's missing? When I see a carpenter who has his materials at hand, I expect to see the finished product. In our case, here's the carpenter. Here are the materials. What are missing? Is the matter not something that can be taught? No, it can be taught. Is it then not up to us? No. It's the one in the world that's up to us. Wealth, health, status. These things aren't up to us, nor, in short, is anything except the right use of impressions. It's the only thing that's naturally unimpeded and unobstructed. So why don't you complete the work? Explain this to me. If you must be due either to me or to you, or to nature or the undertaking itself is doable and is the only thing that's up to us. It follows then that it must be due either to you or to me, more accurately to us together. Well then, shall we at least make a start here and now on salvaging the project? Forget everything we've done up until now. Let's just make a start. Trust me, you'll see. All right, I'm going to stop the video on this one today.